Just by the way, we are going to be recording this to make sure we can post it on the website after this date. So give me just one more minute here and we'll get started. Alrighty, Rachel, can you keep admitting people as we get started on this? Thank you for the thumbs up. We're good to go. Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Reitz. I'm the camping director for the Dan Beard Council. I'm also the camp director for Camp Friedlander in 2021. I'm happy to welcome you guys to the Camp Friedlander Promotions Night. We're going to be doing this a little bit differently than we have in the past for our leaders meetings. So we'll be giving you guys a lot of program information and some updates to camp and making sure that everybody is good to go for this summer. Now we're going to talk about some program updates for the 2021 season, some exciting new additions to camp, health and safety updates with COVID, some registration updates, and then we will top it off with a question and answer session at the end of the evening. First, I am going to show you guys a real quick video that talks about camp. So bear with me and I will get that up.
Remember when we were young, breaking every rule they made. I never changed what we done. It made us who we are today. I'm taking every chance I get to make it so you won't forget who we are, who we are. This is what we started. This is what we started. They can't hold us down. They'll never be, never be. Never be, never be us.
All righty. Let me get back to the other screen. All right, so a few housekeeping items before we get going. For questions this evening, Rachel is going to be moderating that session. She has changed her name to Questions Rachel. So if you can send your questions to her in the chat, that would be great. We'll address those after we get through our updates for the rest of the evening, okay? Now, another thing to update you guys on really quickly. Happy to say that we're going to be producing a video series on registration and merit badge selection that's going to be coming out in the next few days to a week. Rachel and I are going to start working on it and get it finished pretty quickly tomorrow. And then Rachel will also be able to answer any questions you may have outside of this meeting as well. She's readily available for you guys to ask questions on that for. We're also going to plan on having another leaders meeting closer to camp to provide some finalized updates on our needed plans surrounding health and safety on April 20th on Zoom. We're going to aim for about 7 o'clock for that. And yeah, that'll also be your opportunity to meet our program director and our commissioner, some of the other staff that are around. Lucky for us, we have Sarah Dorger coming back this year, as some of you know her from aquatics in years past. And we also have Duncan Ulrey, who has worked aquatics and Nest and a few other places, who is coming in as our commissioner this year. We're really excited. So let's get going into some program updates. Now, this year promises to be a banner year for programming at Camp Friedlander, with some new merit badges and other new offerings that we're really excited about. As I just said, Sarah is going to be coming back as our program director. She and her team have been really hard work to plan a great season for you and your scouts. We offer over 50 merit badges that you can so the scouts have the opportunity to both take Eagle requireds and do some of the fun badges that you can only get done at camp. Well, not only get done at camp, but it's a lot easier to get done at camp. How about that? So we're talking about the swimming, life-saving, shotgun rifle shooting, climbing, that kind of stuff. Now, some new additions to this year include game design, farm mechanics, and entrepreneurship. Game design was really a no-brainer. We have Will Banish coming back in the Handicraft Lodge. He's really excited to get going. It is a fantastic merit badge that we are excited to bring back. It's not actually brand new. We've done it in the past, but we're going to expand that program a little bit more this year. Farm mechanics is another addition to our trade skills area that we are really excited about. We want to keep growing that area. It's turned out to be a really fantastic program, and we're excited to see where that goes. And entrepreneurship, our business manager is excited to give scouts a merit badge that they may not get anywhere else. It's definitely going to be a cool summer for merit badges. In addition to these updates, we've spent some time and funds to improve our older scout programs and our Trailblazer program. As you guys know, as most of you know, I should say, our Trailblazer program is our first year camper program that's designed to give scouts a jumpstart on their path to Eagle. You're going to be looking at the scout to first class requirements. So this is an area that we are really proud of and have been putting some major time and effort into improving over the years. Gotta say that this year, Sarah's taken a fresh look at it, and we are hoping it to be our best year yet. Very excited about that. Our ACE program was in need of a bit of a refresh, so I've tasked my team with redesigning the program to better serve your scouts. Still going to be a half-day program, but we're looking at new and creative activities to improve on the experience. Still including the highlights of climbing, canoeing on the Little Miami, our amazing COPE program, but it's going to be taking advantage of a new and improved biking experience and the option for cowboy action shooting. We're really going to try to push that this year. Scouts seem to really love it. So we're pretty excited to get back to an almost normal season of camping. Can't wait to welcome your scouts back. We want you guys to be confident that you're going to have an amazing experience this summer and that the badges will be well instructed and plentiful. So moving on to a few new additions to camp. Now, many of you guys heard about this last year, but we are going to be we're going to be introducing the iceberg this year. We weren't able to last year due to the COVID restrictions, but man, is that going to be cool. It is a 14-foot tall inflatable iceberg that the kids can climb, or the scouts can climb on, jump off in a safe fashion with the supervision of our aquatic staff, but it's going to be a really fantastic addition to our waterfront. It's going to be available during free time and used in addition to the blob. So as usual, we look at every area and provide updates where necessary to ensure the experience and badge instruction that you've come to expect from us continue. This year, we're also going to be introducing a maintenance team and the Fix app, which allows you guys to report any sort of issues you may have on camp, physical plant style. So with that, tents, cots, your campsite, program areas, all that. Now, this maintenance team, our hope is that it's going to allow us to put more focus on that and ensure that we're able to get things fixed as quickly as possible. We're proud of our facilities. We want to continuously improve. So we figured this would be a really good way to get out and make sure that everything is fantastic for you guys when you're at camp. We're also happy to say that we're going to be moving to a digital roster system this year. So you guys will be able to have near instant access to your scouts merit badge progression, and you can check up on where they are. Scout Tools provided us with an update, and it just makes everything quite a bit easier. No more gone will be the days of those scouts, oh, I lost my blue card, and having to go root through files to figure out if they finished the merit badge or not. We'll have all really, really quick and easy access to that. So I'm hoping that these additions to camp are as exciting for you as they are for us. We're constantly looking to improve and take your feedback into account when making these decisions. If you guys have anything else that we can improve on, please do not hesitate to shoot me an email. Let me know, just so we can make sure the experience is as good as possible for you. We want your voice to be heard when we're planning and carrying out camp. So next, I have some Actually, next, I have a picture of the iceberg because, guys, I'm really excited about this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun and really, really cool. I know that our aquatic staff is also very, very excited to see it come together. Now, I'm going to hit on health and safety, right? So this is the major focus for everybody right now, and I totally understand that. COVID's provided us with more challenges than I think most of us care to admit. It's been an interesting last year, but that's okay. We're taking it as we can, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that everybody has a safe experience. So safety is paramount when we plan anything that we do at summer camp. It is absolutely our focus, and we try to make sure that we can roll with the punches to keep everybody safe. Now, I have to say, I don't know everything right now, right? It's a constantly changing situation. And admittedly, we are still running on guidance from last June from the state of Ohio and the governor. So that's why I have provided another meeting date so we can provide you guys with a stronger set of guidelines that we're going to be working from. That's going to be taking place on April 20th, like I said before. But I can talk about some potential changes and what we did last year to keep everybody safe. And we are very, very proud that last year we did not have a single COVID case come out of our summer camps. I think that's really something to hang our hat on there. It was a really great summer. It was a weird adjusted summer, but we absolutely kept everybody safe. So a couple things that we did last year that worked really well that we're going to be continuing. We're going to be increasing our sanitization procedures. If you guys came to camp last summer, you'll know that at every single area, we had 3 or 4 different pressure sprayers with disinfectant that whenever youth interacted with objects or came to the area, we sprayed everything down. It dried long enough and made sure that basically everything on the tables was killed in between and on the program equipment. That was definitely key in keeping everybody safe. We also provided quite a few more hand sanitizer stations. That's going to continue as well. And in fact, I'd imagine we'll be putting more in place than we did even last year. It's hard enough to get people to wash their hands, but it's really, really easy to remind them as they leave to go bump a hand sanitizer station. And that makes it so much safer. So right now, we've built our season around being able to offer single person accommodations, meals in shifts, probably going to have to wear masks. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we will be wearing masks by that time unless something dramatically changes. And we can offer a similar to last summer pre-screening process. Those are just a couple of the potential changes that we may need to make coming into this summer. And again, we will continue to make sure that everyone stays safe during this. Jason, the rest of the camping team, the council, and I are constantly watching state and local guidelines to make sure that we are up to date and ready to go for camp. So moving on from that, I'm going to hit on registration. So if your unit's not signed up yet, I've got a few tips to get you signed up quickly and easily. You can register your unit at danbeard.org/attend Camp Friedlander summer camp. It's pretty easy. You go to camping and Scouts BSA camping, that'll direct you to the page. Links for each week and more information about unit registration can be found there. We still have space in all weeks, but it is looking a bit more limited in weeks 1 and 3. If you'd like to attend those weeks, I'd recommend that you sign up pretty quickly to ensure your spot. We know that COVID has put a shadow of a doubt over almost everything we do, so we're doing our best to be as flexible as possible. In this spirit, we've extended our camper deposit deadline until April 5th. This allows units to get more time than normal to set your attendance rate, make sure that everybody is happy, ready to go, all that. You can register today with no risk to you. Those units that have already paid their deposits are going to be able to register for merit badges on March 6th. If you register before May 15th, that's our early bird deadline, you'll get $15 off the full camp rate. So next I'm going to hit on camperships. Please use them. Please, please, please use them. That form is available today and it'll be accepted through April 30th. I know that there are going to be some families out there that are in a very, very different place financially than they were before the pandemic. So this is more important than ever. If you have any questions regarding these, please reach out to Rachel and I, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Every scout absolutely deserves the chance to attend camp, and we're happy to offer this assistance to ensure that they are given the opportunity. Our next thing is our seconds discount. If your scout can't get enough of camp and wants to sign up for a second session, we're going to offer the seconds discount again. For those that don't know, a $100 discount is applied for every week that your scout comes after their first one. This is an awesome opportunity to knock out some merit badges and help them along the path to Eagle. I really do have to say that plenty of people take us up on this. It is fantastic seeing repeat customers at camp, and they seem like they have a lot of fun, regardless of if they're with their unit or they're with another unit that is willing to take on individual campers. Of that, we have plenty. We are going to make sure that you guys have an awesome season. So given our experience in 2021, we're confident we're going to be able to, in 2020, we're confident we're going to be able to offer camp in 2021. I also acknowledge that the pandemic has brought on a lot of uncertainty for people. With that in mind, we've extended our refund policy from last year to this season with one caveat. If a scout or scout's parents feel that they need to withdraw due to COVID, we ask that you give us 30 days notice so we can plan accordingly. After those 30 days, requests are going to be handled on a case-by-case basis on how we do refunds. And we hope this helps everybody feel a little bit more comfortable on coming to camp. Now, I'm going to take a breath, and we're going to start going on questions. Rachel, you about ready to start on that? I cannot hear you, ma'am.
A few of them are chipping in right now, so give me one moment.
Okay.
If anyone hasn't submitted a question, please go ahead and keep those going. And then can you talk a little bit more about what changes might be in place, specifically with class sizes? What does single camper leader accommodation mean? And will tests be required before coming to camp?
So, okay, you're talking about badges. Okay, I'll address those in order then. How about that? So with badges, we are not adjusting our quantities yet, as of yet, but we do have the opportunity to change up our schedule a little bit to ensure that proper distancing can happen. At any given area, we are planning to definitely be able to space ourselves out appropriately. So right now, no changes to the badges, but we are taking that into account and making sure that everybody can have the opportunity to stay safe and be ready to go. Now, with single camper accommodations, I'm talking about tents. So I will put one person in a tent per campsite. So instead of doing our normal 2 campers a tent or 2 leaders a tent, we will make sure that that's it. And we may have, in some cases, ask units to bring extra tents and have them set up in the campsites to make sure. Now, Rachel, what was the last part of that? I apologize. You're still muted.
Will testing be required before they come?
No, testing will not be required before they come. We didn't require that last summer. We had asked everybody to be conscious of their health beforehand, and we took temperatures and did a health questionnaire as they came in. Well, I can answer one here. I just got to ask, are we requiring single camper tenting? Not as of right now, we are not going to, but with the ever-changing nature of the pandemic, as I stated earlier, we're going to have a meeting in April to make sure that we get you guys the most up-to-date information. So that is one of the options we are considering.
Okay, next question. Can you talk a little bit about the Older Scout program for those who have never attended your camp before?
Okay, so the Older Scout program is a half-day opportunity that we take with our scouts that is not merit badge based, but is experience based. It's quite a bit of fun. They do things like coping climbing. They get some time on the water. They go on a bike ride. They are able to do cowboy action shooting. There's a lot of really cool, interesting opportunities for them to take part in. We also have assorted other activities in the evenings as well for them to do.
Yeah, if I might, I'll add to that a little bit. Our older scout opportunities are actually pretty broad. What Alex was just referencing was what we used to call the ACE program, which is, like you said, a half-day program designed to give scouts some additional opportunities. We have a lot of other opportunities for older scouts as well. You have the scuba and snorkeling evening programs are a great opportunity for scouts to experience things that are outside of the merit badge program. Cope and climbing. Climbing is a merit badge, but Project Cope and that opportunity is another great program for scouts that are maybe not as focused on merit badges and just want some time to to experience something additional, a little bit more challenging. For those of you that don't know, Project Cope is a low and a high ropes experiential program. We do offer a lot of other opportunities in the evenings, like cowboy action shooting. Cowboy action shooting is a 14 and older program that allows the scouts to go through a very safe range, but that allows them to shoot old style guns, right? A revolver, a lever action rifle, and a coach gun shotgun. So there are quite a few opportunities for older scouts. The marquee one that we're putting a lot of additional investment into is what used to be called ACE. So, which is again half day. And I don't, for the person Shay you just asked, I don't know if we're going to call it ACE. It's still around. That's the program that that we are going to be revamping and doing again. Whether it will be called ACE or not, I don't know, but it will be a half-day program dedicated to older scouts and being more experiential and less, well, not at all merit badge based. So.
Now, another question was posed about the eligibility on that, Jason. So this is going to be for 14 scouts that are 14 years or older.
Okay, Alex, I did have another question about the dining hall specifically. So how would shifts fit into the schedule?
So we have the extra hour built in for siesta, so we would be using that. We wouldn't take away from any of the merit badge instruction. So it would just be an extended period. Finalizing plans on that, but I'd imagine it'll be 45-minute periods for lunch. And we'll make sure everybody gets through.
And this is the same dining service that we used last summer during COVID, right?
Correct. Yes, we use Candle Dining Service. They are fantastic and super flexible and help us quite a bit in making sure that everybody has a great experience. Actually, something to talk about really quick on that, if your scout has any food allergies or anything of that sort, there is a form online that I'll be getting from Candle in the next couple weeks that you'll be able to report those, and we'll make sure that your scout gets taken care of that in that manner.
Okay, and then 2 more questions about COVID safety with the camp-wide competitions or social activities. as well as family night. How could that look with the restrictions?
I would say that both of those are things that we're still trying to work through. The reason that we're having another meeting in April is that there's just a lot of things that we just don't yet know where we're going to land, where the guidelines from the state and the county health department are going to direct us in a lot of those situations. So we're developing a number of different safety protocols that would take us from a pretty restrictive camp situation if we were to deliver it today to a much more what you would experience without COVID, where we would like to be. And I think we'll be somewhere in the middle, right? But so what Alex talked about is that we are, prepared for and have developed procedures that would allow us to, like I say, do meal shifts in the dining hall if we need to get, that 6 foot of spacing between people, to have that single occupancy camping, right? So one person per tent, unless they come from the same household. Because if we were to do it today, that would be what would be required. We hope that we're, a little bit less in a less restrictive environment, that things have opened up and we can be more grouped together and still stay safe in June, but we just don't know whether that's going to be the case or not. So will we be able to have a camp-wide competition? I don't know. If we did it today, the answer would probably be yes, but not in the same way as what we've ever done it in the past. Would we be able to have family night? That's probably a no. But, will we be able to have family night come June? We certainly hope so. But we don't know the answers to those questions now. We hope to know more in April, and we'll certainly know in June. So we'll continue to update people as those become more clear. But as Alex said, the guidelines that we're working from the state have not been updated and since last summer. I'm sure that they're working on those, but they don't want to put that out before we know what the picture is with vaccinations and whatnot. Too early either. So we are busy developing a number of plans, and we wanted to, I guess, tell you today, that we felt confident that those would be able to allow us to have a camp, but we're just not 100% sure which one we're going to work in.
Yep. And actually, on that same note, I got asked, if a scout's unable to attend due to quarantine, is there a refund available? Yes, absolutely. If you are quarantining, we will get you a refund. Another question that I got, Rachel, if you don't mind me going real quick, is a swim test. Is that done when scouts arrive? Yes, you can do a swim test when you arrive. We also offer the opportunity to do it at what we call Wake Up the Blob, or your unit is able to do it and you just bring us a form. Rachel?
Okay, and then there were some questions about the change to the blue cards. So no blue cards will be filled out, even if they want them?
No, we'll plan on filling out blue cards as well. This is just an opportunity for you guys to have better tracking and for also us to keep better track of what we're doing.
Okay.
Still plan on picking up your blue cards on Saturday morning.
Okay, and then there was a question about, does the seconds discount work for NYLT as well?
It does. It does work for NYLT as well.
Awesome. And then there was also a question if camperships, if out of council participants can apply for camperships.
We generally keep those for in-council units. If there is money left over at the end, you are definitely able to apply for it.
Yeah. Let's see. And then Trailblazer, how is that separated with the ranks? And will there be a Trailblazer form that they submit before they arrive?
So we separate it by Scout and Tenderfoot and second class into first class. the plan will be, yes, that there will be a Trailblazer form that you submit before you arrive. Just to give us an idea of where that scout is at.
Awesome. So how do leaders get access to Scout tools? And I'm actually going to take that one.
Okay.
So there was a recent update, I believe last week, to our system where you leaders can now grant other leaders access to help you register participants into your unit registration. I am still learning how that works. So that will be included in the video that Alex mentioned earlier, in which we will release hopefully by the end of the week.
Yeah, that's specifically why we are doing these videos. It was a really recent update, and it provides a lot of functionality that we didn't have before. So we're very excited, but we do recognize that that is potentially a change and that it may be a little complicated. So that's why Rachel and I are going to put the time into making a video to make sure that we are as clear as we can be on how you guys get registered and ready to go for camp.
Absolutely. And there was an additional question about the swim test. Can they still take that before they arrive?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And then some people weren't sure what Scout Tools mean. So Scout Tools is the registration system that we use for our events. This is not the same registration system that you use for Scout books. Okay.
Yes, apologies. That does get a little bit confusing.
No worries. I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to cover, Alex.
Let me see
do a
what
quick
just came up
look.
then. For the new registration system that you can grant permissions for registration help, is the Scoutmaster the one that grants those accesses?
That is one of those things that I will need to test because Scout Tools is our system and not connected to Scoutbook. It doesn't automatically transfer over who's the unit leader. So again, that is something I'm going to have to look at. Currently, if you are listed as a contact, then you do have access to the unit registration already. So if you are the contact, then you can already access that.
Perfect. Thanks, Rachel.
And then you can find the Scout Tools for registration. If you go to danbeard.org and you hover over the camping drop-down menu, at the very bottom, there is manage camp registrations. That's the easiest way to tell you how to find that right now, but there's several places on our website where you can go. And if you click on any registration, the landing page will take you to Scout Tools and you can log in there as well.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Rachel. Is that all the questions that you have?
I believe that covers most of them. But if we didn't get to your question, please just send us an email after tonight and Alex and I can get back with you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. That was what I was going to hit on next. So this is our closing. So thank you guys for attending. We really appreciate you taking the time this evening and hope you're as excited about camp as we are. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me at alexander.wrights@scouting.org or at 513-505-6978. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. Just give me a call and I'll get you a call back within the day, hopefully. Now, our next thing is that we are going to have a leaders meeting with updates to COVID safety and let you guys meet the program director, the commissioner, all that on April 20th. So please join us for that. The registration will be up tomorrow and we'll be good to go. All right. So thank you guys. We hope you're excited about the summer and we'll see you soon. Okay. Have a great night.